Now remember, all these albums that you look at, they either go gold and platinum. So these are bestsellers.
But that's over a period of 1979 to 1982.
And Quincy, and we're just doing the tip of the iceberg. Because remember, there was albums before that.
Yeah.
You know, where Rufus and Shaka Khan.
He ain't worried about
he just not. He closed the 70s and opened the 80s.
You see, when you invest into yourself, people. See, when you invest yourself, you set yourself up. Yeah. When you get to big man age, you just move.
Yeah.
You move.
Yeah, man.
Share. Affinity Xtra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Xtra.
Yeah. People, this is your boy here watching more on Affinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music of black origin. I have got Ed special, you know how we do with education. We're educating in terms of the legacy of black music, looking into the amazing stuff which has made black culture the dominating factor when it comes to entertainment. Not the controlling factor, but the dominating factor, the influencer of today's popular music culture. And it's not came overnight. It hasn't come easy. It hasn't come like we was there from the beginning. No, it hasn't been. We've had to fight. We had to go against people stealing our styles and impersonating us, painting their face black and trying to sing like us, bro. Come on, mate. Kevin, how many times have you seen it happen on TV? You know what I mean? Black and white TV. You know, we're not going to go into, what do they call them? The minstrels?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. You know, sorry. I don't know if I'm bringing up some shivers into Kevin. We have been kind of abused, really, for our talent. Mm-hmm. We've been taking the mick out of.
Yes.
And we're here because we have a generation of beautiful creatives who are still at the same place as 2 generations before. And the key thing to get around this is through education and actually looking in the mirror and says, we did this. Yeah? You're not the first. You're standing on solid ground. You know what I'm saying? So I do this podcast alongside my colleague Kevin Tomlin, who is a black music historian. And now I am a church boy. I only really listen to gospel. I don't have great knowledge of music outside of gospel. I know my tunes because I grew up. I'm not going to play stupid. I do know music out there, but I don't know the inner depths of music out there. And I feel like the successful model for black gospel music in the UK for success, and it's not isolation, it is looking at the model in the US, which has that has helped itself spring itself into multiculturalism and into being a music for everybody. That's crazy, no? You know what I'm saying? I think we sometimes think it's isolation for our music future, but if you look at the likes of who we're going to listen to talk about today, he has brought through artists that has broken through all cultures. He has worked with all cultures to bring the best music out there. He is a name that has made the Q. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about the Queen. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about there's not many of a quick Qs out there, is there? You know what I mean? But anyways, Qs. But the Q, when it comes to black music, has to be the man himself, Quincy Jones. And you know what, guys? I am actually here to learn today. Yeah? I'm warning you from now. I'm here to learn. I'll tell you what. I'm here to learn because I don't necessarily know a great deal about Quincy Jones. I know of him through, I heard he's behind Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I just hear his name when it comes to Michael Jackson, when it comes to a couple of artists out there and whatsoever. So that's about as much as I know, yeah? And maybe, but I know he's been in and around a lot of things. I think he's been around Motown and been associated around the Motown people, but I hear his name a lot. But we're going to go into this podcast, potentially be 2 parts, or maybe just one big monster. We're going to see how this goes. But this is a learning curve that I'm going to face. I'm going to be taught about the influence, the impact that over periods of time. And often when we do this, I'm saying this from now, we don't cover everything. Yeah? We're just here to tease you. Go and do your own studies into it and even expand it even more. We're here to just tease you. Push you left, push you right. You can finish your job. We're not here for the be all end all. So Kevin, is that okay with the intro there?
It's all right.
No pressure there. So Kevin, like, talk to me. I'm gonna get onto my favorite thing, Wikipedia, and you're just gonna go with me and take me through this journey with this guy called Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah. Talk to me. Where is he from?
Born March the 14th, 1933.
He's still alive now.
Yes, he's still alive.
Jeez.
1933.
Money can give you a good
Yeah,
life.
yeah. And also, he was born in the south side of Chicago.
Why does everything seem to come from Chicago?
Well, Chicago. Sam Cooke came from there.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Rawls, and the list goes on. Yes, a lot of people come from Chicago. Curtis Mayfield is from Chicago.
And the thing is, guys, and I just want to emphasize something. I always say to my wife, don't just look at insignificant spaces, and without the context of history. And the context of history is post-migration. Now, to popular effect, a lot of people lazily say America is successful because they've been there for centuries. But if you actually study the Americas, you have to realize that their key point of change was part of their migration. It's similar time just before the Windrush migration. So the migration of the black people of the South, who was slightly getting out of this freedom thing, into the industrial North, where job and opportunities were there, but became death traps, as we know from when it came to coming to the UK. We go from one thing to fire. It wasn't as straightforward, but his family was part of the Great Migration from the South to Chicago. So it wasn't a case of going, if these guys have been sitting here with big houses, big yards, they had to start a new life for themselves from scratch. So
That's right.
US gospel is not necessarily hundreds of years more deeper than us. It's potentially only about 20, 30 years deeper.
Yeah. And when you think about they had to migrate from the South, and all the challenges to do with their life in the South, to go up to the North to the.
And mate, they didn't get compensation, did they, for slavery?
Yeah.
Was it 3 acres and a donkey? Are we still? Is there still disputes on that, bro? Sorry, Trump.
There has been compensation for some things that happened in some cities, where family got the beach and the properties that they were taken from them back. So it is happening, but it's still a long journey for what when you think about the displacement of people and all the challenges to do with that.
Yeah, man.
But this is an interesting thing. We're going to look at a man who has been culturally impacting on a great level, because he's the first of actually done a lot of things first, changing. Actually, Quincy Jones is one of the first recording black executives on a white label. Yes, he was one of the first, and Mercury Records, when it was a major independent, Mercury, way back. Also, interesting thing about Quincy Jones is his career spans about 70 years, actually.
My goodness sake.
And
that's older than my dad.
Yeah, in that 70 years, he has obtained or received 28 Grammy Awards.
That's quite good, people.
And based out of 80 nominations, he got. Yeah,
that's not bad, bro. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, keep it moving.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And he was the one who produced the popular hit-making single "It's My Party" by Lesley Gore, a white lady, who was a white girl at the time, who was contracted to Mercury Records was a teenage sensation, and he produced that million seller, "It's My Party,"
So, when was that about? 60s?
1963, bruv.
Jeez.
He was an executive.
Was that his first hit?
Yeah, it was his first pop number one hit. Yes, of course, 1963.
So he, okay, cool. All right.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did that, and he conducted several hit records for her. I think he produced about 4 singles that were million sellers for her.
So it's crazy because to get his foot in to the industry, he couldn't produce for maybe a black artist to get to number one because 63 would have been hard to do that.
There was black artists who did go to. You remember the Motown acts did go as early as that, go to pop number one. You know.
Where?
But
Okay.
it's not a lot.
Not a lot,
but,
no.
they're here
But to
and
get
there.
his foot in with the boss, you know what I mean? Make the boss smile. He gets the boss.
Well, the boss,
needs-
it was. He was residing in Chicago when that all happened. You know, because he moved back to Chicago after being in the UK, after being in Europe for a while. It's an interesting thing talking about that to do with Quincy Jones, his time in Europe, because he was in Europe during the time when you had the uprising with the Algerians and the social unrest, and a lot of people getting killed. And there was time he had to avoid that caught in the unrest. But yeah, so he was in the middle of all that.
Was that in France?
Yet it was in France at the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, it was.
What was that about? That uprising?
The fighting against their independence, of course. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
The independence situation.
Oh, that's a massive, crazy one.
Oh yes.
And the thing is, France, the joke is, there were successful American acts going to France, black acts.
Yeah.
You're saying, and having a performing career in Europe from the early 1900s. There's always talking about black singers going to Europe, jazz singers, and doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's right,
and
that's
soul
right.
and whatsoever. And going to Europe, not making it in the US, but coming to Europe to be successful. Even though we class Germany and France like, they're racist.
There was a Dexter Gordon, a jazz trumpet, or I think he was a trumpet or a saxophonist who made quite a contribution in Europe. He did very well in Europe. Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
that is, it's not a surprise that he was part of that.
Okay.
And this is another interesting thing about Quincy. When Quincy was in France, he got some extra classical training as well. That's why, from a legendary lady, he got classical training.
That's good. That's
what made him so unique in his arrangements and his scores, the film scores. Oh yes, Quincy Jones and his film scores, brother. There you go.
So ultimately, he's putting the work in to not only be learned, but also to go to the source.
Yes.
Of classical music, which was which was Europe.
Yeah, that's correct.
Get over it. You can have some great things going on in America, but Europe is the source of classical music from a traditional sense. We're not talking about origins of music. We're talking about the origins of that classical style. He went to Europe and learned the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And gave him a unique selling point. You know what I'm saying? Which was
he started his training as well in America as well, because he got a scholarship at Berkeley College.
Okay, so he's working at Berkeley College. So that means was Berkeley College was that still, because Berkeley College is like a music school? Was it more like a black
prestigious music school? It wasn't for blacks only, but all different people can go there. You get scholarship. It's like it would be like the Trinity School of Music and so forth. The Royal College of Music, prestigious places where some of the top end
guys did work. Okay, cool. Okay, so ultimately, and this is why, guys, I say it's important, and what it sounds like, what I always say to young people, when you do music at college and university and stuff, be intentional that you're not just learning to be, you know what I'm saying, no offense, a rap producer, hey, this, you know what I mean? But you're gonna go beyond that.
Yes, you
yeah,
have to
you're gonna
go
look at
beyond that,
what's on
yes.
TV.
Yes,
you gotta look at how can I produce for the next best film? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I do things way beyond what I see left and right? And this is where we have to challenge our young people to think, well, I'm going to uni, I'm going to learn music, but I'm not just learning to be a better to serve maybe my local church. That sounds really harsh. The same way I am going to still serve my local church, but at the same time I'll be producing for ITV TV programs because I'm classically trained to be that level. I'll be part of a musical production and I can sell back into my space with that sort of experience. So I think that we just need to change our angles. Why are we going to uni for? Going to university for music, but have a bigger scope, because that's why we have a lot of teachers out there in the system, but we don't have a lot of people really hitting the production element of TV early enough. You know what I'm saying? And not having that, I want to produce for the next Star Wars series. You know what I mean? I always say that to youngsters, yo, Dave, them strings,
Yeah.
yo,
Yes.
yeah. So I think
The thing about it with Quincy Jones, I'm trying to find it here. One of his formal trainings in the early days is when he was in Europe, and he learned from a lady. I'm trying to find a name, which is very important, which gave him some of the important classical formal training that was needed for the level where he finally went. In terms of his sound. And
because it says here about basically he started off with his scholarship at Seattle University.
That's correct, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then he was transferred to Berkeley College because you can imagine he's a beast.
Yes,
so he's like,
yes,
this guy's next level. Did he have an instrument? What was his main instrument?
Trumpet.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm still moaning at my mum for stopping me from playing the trombone. You know what I'm saying, Mum?
Yes.
My mum forgets that she stopped me from playing trombone, you know, and put me on piano instead.
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
So where he played at Berkeley. Okay, cool. So that's interesting. So he's got the trumpet background. Yeah.
He did get a scholarship at Seattle University as well, you know.
Yes,
before he was transferred to Berkeley,
100%. I see that.
That's right.
So no, and this was all in 51. You know what I'm saying? This is 1951. So he was excelling in that sort of arena. And you know what? You see a lot of he's a trumpet. Yeah, it's amazing because at that time, a lot of black brass jazz players. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're doing really well. There's a guy that had they have these massive cheeks and
Desi Gillespie.
But there's a really top guy. The top guy, and they're really good. So it's amazing how he had the fortitude to say, yes, I can be excellent and go into his trumpet thing. But I'm gonna actually go. I'm not only going to be delivering. I'm gonna go beyond the delivery. Okay, so you found the
Nada
Bolger was what?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
she was the what you call the mother of classics. She was a French music teacher, conductor, and composer. She taught many of the leading composers and musicians of the 20th century, and also performed occasionally as a pianist and an organist. So she was a key at the Conservatory de Paris. And she was a master teacher. She gave up writing music and become a teacher. In the capacity, she influenced generations of young composers, especially those from the United States and other English-speaking countries. So they actually come there. They actually come there as a pilgrimage to come and see this sister, to work with this. And Quincy Jones was one of her students.
Wow.
Yeah. So Quincy Jones, this lady was so serious that she did stuff with the Royal College of Music and the Royal Academy of Music.
So it's saying
she's
here,
a serious sister.
So he moved in 1957.
That's correct. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Even though he in 56 he started off doing some things with CBS and so on, and you know what I mean, and he supported Elvis Presley in his first 6 television appearances.
That's right.
So he did all this stuff, and he said, nah. I need to be next level. So he decided to go next level, and in 57,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, literally a year late, within a year, he's like, nah, I gotta get to the next level. He took himself over to Paris.
That's right. To
study composition theory with Nadia Boulanger.
Listen to the word composition theory. Composition. It's another level of musical excellence.
So when you say the word composition, it's different than just playing in it.
Oh yeah.
So composition is basically
you understanding the science of music, the structure.
It's to become a composer.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
You got to
but it's almost the learning, the education.
Yes,
of the of a composer.
Yeah.
You don't just compose.
No. You got to, and actually, with this lady, I tell you how serious this lady was. This lady actually did conduct orchestras with the BBC Symphony, Boston Symphony Orchestra, the Philadelphia Orchestra. So she was used all over the world. This same lady.
Okay.
That's the level. She's one of the first females to actually conduct many major orchestras in America and Europe.
So she was born in 1887, and she died in 1979. And
she was 92 as well, wasn't she?
Jeez, bro.
She lived a she actually changed Quincy Jones how he looked at music, completely. So she's key to the success of Michael Jackson and so forth, really. In long term, you look at the journey that Quincy went through.
It says here, Boulanger was the first woman to conduct many major orchestras in America and Europe, including the BBC Symphony.
Yeah, that's it.
Boston Symphony.
Yes, that's it.
Philadelphia Orchestra.
Yeah.
And Hilaire.
Yeah.
And she conducted several premieres, including works of Copland. Yeah. So she must have been. Now, guys, we know about struggle, as black people, but also women were struggling at that period in time.
Yeah, she was struggling.
Because as a female.
But she actually carved out a special space in the music community globally. That she became the mother. She was like a mother to these students. You understand? The way how she conduct herself.
Yeah. No. I'm just checking out here, and it says that basically work harder because it is to become a teacher. Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes, guys, when people have a rough start and a hard start, like she said here, like she lost her dad earlier, and when you have the pressures, especially in them days, man. If you're the children, you gotta earn money, make money. You know what I'm saying? And she used her skills and talent in music.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? To step up the levels, and I think sometimes, a lot of great people had to think about this. And says, you know what? I love music, but it has to work for me. So I have to work out the most efficient and effective. They weren't thinking about Lamborghinis. They're thinking about how can I not put my family in a position that if anything happens to generational wealth, I think differently. So no, she's definitely on it. So that's great. So this is my question, Kevin.
Yeah, go on.
Who takes their time out to spend time with a great?
Well, it depends on your.
I'm not talking about. Bro, do we have a desire now to say, you know what? I've seen your resume, sir. I want to sit down and I'm going to spend my next year just taking notes.
Well, you have to humble yourself, and you've got to be hungry and passionate to become a student of the craft. Quincy was interested because after dealing with Lionel Hamilton and all these different people, Quincy Jones realized there was more to this, you see, and probably he's heard through the grapevine that this is the lady to go through and to actually get that necessary foundation needed to take him to the next level.
And the thing is, the grapevine wasn't in the ends in Chicago.
No.
Because he's working in big studios, and Elvis Presley them going by, and he's going here and he's hearing. You have to do. It's not. You couldn't go on the internet.
No, there was no internet.
So for him to actually.
It's word of mouth and hearing from others, hearing from other major, like Dexter Gordon and all these different brothers who were hanging around, who were coming into France and touring and so forth, and hearing from Miles Davis and so forth. He's hearing
doing what I don't do, what he probably did as well. He'll get a vinyl and read who did this. And you know what I'm saying? And then he goes, and when he sees them in the studio, how did you get? How did you do this? How did you do this? They go, there's a lady in France. I need to meet her. If you can do this, I need to meet her.
That's right.
Jeez, that's some amazing skills. Yeah. So, guys, I was contextualizing the mindset that Quincy Jones would have to do. You know what I'm saying? In the 50s, you know what I mean, as a young man, and you know what I mean, he was born 33, and he took him when this is 56, so he would have been about 22, 23 years old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some people say, find a wife and settle down. You know what I mean? But he was on a mission. He was on a mission.
Yeah, he was on a mission.
Yeah. So that's crazy, bro. So talk to me. What happened after when he came back from Europe?
After the struggles in Europe and so forth, and definitely he came back, and then he got a job as a vice president to do with productions and R&A man at Mercury Records in Chicago, his birthplace, where he's from.
Yeah.
And then he spent a few years there. He was able to pay off, or they gave him enough money to pay off his debts and so on, get himself back on his back on track. And in the meantime, he produced that major hit, "It's My Party" by Lesley Gore.
Okay.
That's 1963.
63. Okay, 73. Cool. Okay.
Michael Jackson wasn't on the radar. Yeah.
Okay. Keep.
1963. Michael Jackson wasn't on the radar yet, but yeah.
So 62. He's there. So Lesley Gore. So basically, Jones produced all 4 million. What's it? 4 what? Million selling.
Yes.
Singles for Lesley Gore.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who Lesley. Okay. Oh yeah, there's that white lady said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she is the perfect looking number one artist for popular music in America. You know what I mean?
It's my party.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any of her songs, but and her surname's Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Is she related? Is she mother of Goldstein, the actor now?
I don't know. Yeah. She didn't have no children, unfortunately. Yeah. She died. Died without no children.
Oh, okay. So Goldstein. So it's a middle class Jewish family.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Middle class.
So this man. Do not start talking about the Jews, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I start saying that they own the music industry. You don't want to get too much. But they're involved in creativity. This is fantastic.
Yes.
It's amazing how our paths cross a lot.
Yeah, we do.
The Jews and the Jews and Afro Americans.
They do.
And you know what? At that time as well,
the Jews was the one that helped us a lot.
Yeah, because they were getting persecuted as much as... Because the people don't realise, at the time, the US was deciding which side to fall onto.
Yeah.
Because Henry Ford was a Nazi. Yeah. So there were influential Americans that were Nazis. You know what I'm saying? So England, US was deciding which side to fall on. You know what I mean? So... so there was not always too much fan clubs for Jews either, for Jewish people. So crazy, absolutely crazy. So so after the hits with Lesley Gore, million hits and whatever.
Then he migrated to the West Coast to do film scores. So he did quite a few film scores, and the the Pawnbroker and so on. If you go down, you find out that he did a lot of film scores with Pawnbrokers and so forth. Yeah, and that made him famous. And then afterwards, he wanted to actually get into the major films, and then he moved on from one thing to the other, and then eventually, as he reached around the 70s, he had a contract. He signed a contract with A&M Records and started to make his own.
So the boy, so he's born in 33, and it's taken him 40 years to 40 years of his life to get to this point now, bro.
Well, he's made.
Don't get me. He's made some success. Yeah, he's successful on the way there.
Yes,
but
he made some success.
He kept on moving. He kept on moving. Keep moving.
Because he did major film scores like Ironside and Pawnbroker. Remember, these are major films, you know.
Okay.
Ironside, Pawnbrokers, and then he went into television and did went into television and did films as well. He did sitcoms, yeah.
Crazy.
Yes, so
crazy.
He before he went into the French Prince of Bel-Air, he was doing other stuff prior to that, you know.
So I see here. So he produced the soundtrack for The Wiz.
Yes, he did. Yes, that's where he met Michael Jackson.
The Wiz.
Yeah.
So what's The Wiz?
The Wiz was a version of Wiz of Oz. They did a black version, which was promoted by Motown. It was a Motown production. Yes.
Okay. Is that Motown? Because I clicked into it. I was like, why you look like black
record?
people?
Yeah, and then the record was a gold seller. It was a gold seller. That was the first. Yeah, the Quincy Jones producer. It became a gold seller.
I need to look into this. You know what I mean?
You can look into it.
So it's adaptation of Wizard of Oz, which starred Michael Jackson and Diana Ross.
See
Yeah.
what it says? Yeah. It's a Motown Universal Picture by Motown Records Film Division. Cool. Soundtrack was issued on MCA Records as a 2-side LP.
Okay. So this is when
Brother Quincy Jones
things start to get hot.
Yes.
So
yes.
So no, but the thing is, you can't devalue what is done to till this date, yeah, till the mid late 70s. He's involved with hits, and he says here, for which he's arranged and produced successful albums by Frank Sinatra and others. Frank Sinatra was quite popular in it.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he did stuff for Frank Sinatra. Yes, he did, and he worked with Count Basie and Frank Sinatra. The Quincy. We're just doing a summary of Quincy Jones. You're trying to summarize a man's career, 70 years career.
And I'll keep on doubling back, you know. I'm ready to go into a cliffhanger now.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, hold on a second.
Yes,
But
yeah.
Frank Sinatra, you can't ignore Frank Sinatra because
no.
Frank Sinatra, he did it my way.
Yes. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure if he did it, but I don't know if Quincy Jones produced it, but
that's the artist.
Did a lot of his work. Yeah. And Quincy Jones, he did a Quincy Jones album on Quincy Jones' label as well. Frank Sinatra, one of his last before he passed away. Yeah.
No way. So he's doing that. And then he obviously bumped into Michael Jackson and Diana Ross, you know what I mean? So he's now got the position of obviously influence and stuff. And it says here in 1982, he did something which...
Yeah, but we don't want to go. We don't want to go there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Hold back a bit.
Okay, cool. That's why let's tease it, man. We've got some stuff to show people first.
Yes. This is one of Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones actually produced the Root soundtrack.
So what year is this?
I can't remember. I think it was.
Go. I'll look for it. Go.
Just look for it. You probably have to look inside the sleeve and look at the actual album itself.
Okay,
It's 1970, but I can't remember exactly what the date.
1970.
Yeah, sometime in the 70s.
Man, still got the sleeves, you know.
Oh yes, I've still got the sleeve.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
Roots, you know. What was Roots about? Just to let people know. Behold, the only thing greater than
Roots
yourself.
was talking about a family, African family, and the roots all the way from slavery and coming from Africa.
Was it Roots? Is that the Roots that basically when he got put on TV, all the black people beat up white people next day?
That's the roots. Yeah, that's the roots. Would you see what year it is?
I can't even see what year it is, bro.
Okay, well take out this.
Oh,
take out
I
the
can.
album.
I can.
Yeah, what year?
77.
That's right, 77. Yeah. Yes. So Quincy is beginning to start to really begin to make waves now.
Because his name is on there. It's strong, bro.
Yes. And that is on A&M Records. Oh yeah. And that was one of Quincy Jones' gold albums as well. They produced gold albums.
So, and the thing is, we've talked about the integral element of music and film. Yeah. At the time,
yes.
Where were you when Roots came out? You was in this country.
I was still in Jamaica actually when it came out. This
So,
time.
so was it?
It was very impacting.
It was shown on TV.
Yes,
same way.
yes, it was
Did you guys go? Did you guys go crazy, man?
Yes.
Was it like? It's kind of weird, because I haven't really watched Roots because it'll probably send me mad, and it's kind of weird. You think you watch it, you must have watched it.
Roots was very challenging for us because
you were educated differently.
We were begin to see, the injustice in a film talking about the saga of an an American family, the slavery and all the struggles, you're actually seeing it, and you see the injustice, what happened in the South. Ooh.
When we South, jeez. So Quincy is working in the high level of music world. He is working with white artists, but at the same time, he's still producing and supporting. And sometimes we see our people go up in high levels and think, they forget us, they're not doing nothing for us. But he's been integral in terms of the success of black creative art form. So he strategically spaced up, put himself there, still serving the greater musical world, but at the same time has become an open door for great quality acts. Not anybody, because I think when we get there as gatekeepers, we let anybody in. We don't look for the best and bring them through because that will make the biggest impact. And this is
that's what Quincy did.
And I think this is where
Quincy did.
Where I humbly have to learn from, if I get myself in a position of don't like saying a person like gatekeeper, but if I do get myself in a position where I have to influence, who gets on labels, who gets on this, who gets opportunities, people talk to me, said, Roger, you've been around for a while, talk to me, whatever they saw you. Do I let my friends through, or do I let the best of the best through? What helps the wider community is when you bring the best of the best that's available.
The best always spins off. It creates an economic impact.
Yeah, impact. He's not just somebody who gets through and takes the opportunity and then doesn't make the impact that's needed. So he's there now bumping into artists. We got something we got to go to before we get to this stage?
Yes. Now
because this is where popular music,
this artist here actually changed the face of music because matter of fact, you could take it up and matter of fact, this Michael Jackson Off the Wall.
Okay, this is AI people. Yeah, he does look like this actually.
Yes.
This is Michael Jackson before
all the
the chemistry.
Yes. This is interesting. The industry was going through. It was going through a sort of downward part. They call it the Black Friday, as they will say it in the industry, where there was a problem where a lot of the music labels, especially with Columbia, was beginning to lay off people.
Okay.
They're trying to save it. And it was Michael Jackson album. This album, which sold 9 million copies, right?
So what's this? This album is called Off the Wall.
Which
so
saved the day.
So Off the Wall, guys. Now, Off the Wall is not the one that I think of. This album, yeah. But this has tracks.
Yes.
Like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. You know what I'm saying? So straight away, I said I don't know no tracks. I know that track anyway. Still, yeah. Rock with You. It's got tracks like Walking Day and Night.
Yes.
You Get on the Floor. Off the Wall. That's another classic one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Girlfriend, I Can't Help It. She's out. There's another track on here. I'm sure it's a track. Burnout Disco. But it's the.
I'm just trying to find the information to give you.
But I think. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. That's a big tune.
Yes.
And Off the Wall is a big tune as well. Absolutely big tune.
Yes, right. Yeah.
It's even got the words in here, man.
Matter of fact, that on the Off the Wall album, it produced about 4 certifications. Okay, let me tell you.
What do you mean by certifications mean? Yeah.
She's Out of My Life was a platinum single as of the 20th of the 2nd of February 2021. It became a platinum single. Right?
Jeez, she's Out of My Life. Gee whiz, I bet. That's Ben.
Yes. And the album, by the way, the album was released on the 1st of August 1979. And next one, let's talk about the main tracks. Rock, I Want to Rock With You was 5 times platinum. That means it sold 5 million copies.
So, right, so okay, right, so you got this amazing album here. I'm seeing all the names in there. I'm even seeing Stevie Wonder's name in here.
Oh, yeah, Stevie Wonder's there. Yes.
So, as an executive producer, which is one of the roles that people don't get, you don't have to play. You're almost the quality stamper. Yeah,
because Quincy, Michael, he told Michael what to do.
Yeah. So you come in and go, right, Michael, right, you've got this, you got that, and then he puts put pieces together.
Yes, he put the pieces together.
Come together. You do your thing, and then he rubber stamps it.
Yes, he rubber stamps it.
And that's what and that's how it goes there. There's me banger, and then the thing come off the screen. But anyway, still carry. It's still record. But yeah, so for me, he is an important part of.
Yes.
Of this production, as much as we might not see it.
Yes, he is, because the thing about it. Look, think about it. The Stop Till You Get Enough sold 5 million copies as well, and both of those singles, Rock With You, and was the string arrangement is by Benjamin Wright Jr., the Christians orchestra string arranger. He did the strings on it.
Okay.
Benjamin Wright Jr. Yes. Oh yes.
Okay. We in there, people. We in there.
And then look here. There. When you think about it, every single off the title track, Off the Wall, was platinum as well. Platinum. So in actual fact,
what year was this? 79.
79. So and these were getting new certifications since then. You know, May the 16th, Rock With You, 5 million copies. May the 16th, Stop Till You Get Enough, 5 million copies. That means new certification since the brother's death, since Michael's death. And this one, Off the Wall, has gone since the 23rd of August, 2018, it has gone platinum. That means 1 million copies. So the album singles are still selling. The album itself is still selling. It's still selling. It's still selling. It's still selling. This is you understand it sonically. This is a album and a half. So did
was he involved with the Jackson 5?
You mean
Quincy?
No, Quincy wasn't involved in the Jackson 5.
Okay.
No, he wasn't involved.
But Michael Jackson said, "Listen, I can make it great, man."
Well, the thing about it, this is not, something that you need to understand, Roger, and the public. Columbia Records didn't think Quincy could do the job. They said he was too much of a jazz producer and, you know, so on. No.
Basically, he's black.
But the thing about it, if you was listening to what he was doing, with Rufus and Shaka Khan with all those hits, you would know that he could do it. They weren't listening. The executives were too much, you know.
Looking at his skin colour.
Yes, and all sort of different things. And yeah. And like, for instance, look at this now. But prior to when Quincy Jones started to explode in the late 70s and so on.
Yeah.
And then he came up with this album by the Brothers Johnson with Stamp, another monster platinum selling album and gold single. This is a Quincy production. It's another one. Quincy production.
Back.
Yeah, look at it.
Man got his logo, you know.
Yes. He's got his production logo.
1980.
Yeah. That was another monster hit.
This is Brother Johnson.
Brothers
Light Up the Night.
Yeah. And let me tell you something with the Brothers Johnson. Every album that Quincy Jones did with them from 1976 to 1980 were platinum. They all were million sellers. Yeah,
Man saying thanks to Michael Jackson coming in off the road to give them time of his talent.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, Brothers Johnson. That's another boy. If he ever hears the music on that, bro, it's just out. That is a Quincy production.
Okay. Yeah. And this was 1980.
1980.
Okay. So this is coming into I'm only 4 years old then.
Yes, and then you have this
guy.
one.
Yeah.
Give me the night. But yes, another. So you can look at the sleeve. Look at that. But check the sleeve in there, bro.
But the thing is, he did George Benson. I know him as a guitarist.
Yes. Yes. But he also.
He's a lot bigger when I saw him.
Yes. That's right.
Jeez.
Yeah. Quincy.
Is that there?
Yeah, that's Quincy.
That's Quincy,
This is the first album. This is the first album that was released on Quincy Jones' label, Quest. Q. See? That was his first one. And it was also platinum and it received Grammy Awards.
Distributed by Warner Brothers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man. These guys were on it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it said
1980, bro.
Yeah, it said it had the best male and R&B vocal performance. Give me the night. He got a Grammy for that. Yeah, Grammy, bruv.
Yeah, man. George Benson enjoyed that time.
Oh yes.
So
and then you had this one now by Patty Austin. That's it.
You guys, I got a clue about these dudes here, man. Man pulling out stuff. I'm thinking, what on earth
this is actually the goddaughter of Quincy Jones, Patty Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is on Quincy Jones' label as well. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What year was that?
Yes.
1981. Yo, guys, he's machining, man. He's machining.
This one here.
Early 80s, he's machining.
This is one.
What track would it right now?
Yeah, the hit track that went number one on Hot 100 was "Baby Come to Me."
I need to find out that one.
That is an interesting story about it because it was a track that was featured on the General Hospital. General Hospital series, and this track they requested it to play on a love scene, and the track became a smash. People saw it and said, "Okay, we're going to buy it," and it went number one. And I think it got a Grammy Award as well. Listen, Quincy Jones is in a flow, and this is on his label too, you know.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy.
Oh yes.
This is All right, I'm learning, people. I have
Yes,
now
yes, yes.
seen things that I have never seen in my entire life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
This is
So,
Quincy-
so,
this
so
is Quincy Jones'
again
label.
in the 81.
Yeah.
So now
This one.
there's another one here.
The Dude, yes.
The dude,
Dude.
guys. You know, I might do some Spotify. Spotify. I don't put that stuff on my title. I keep that for Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the 100 Ways. 100 Ways. It was a track that made the album big, featuring James Ingram, who was on his label as well. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it had that album got a Grammy Award as well.
This is his own album.
Yeah, this is his own album. Yes,
Called The Dude.
The Dude. Yes.
That's when you're taking the mic, man. You just bring out the album called The Dude.
Yes.
I'm the dude.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I'm the dude that changed things.
Yes.
What
yes.
year is this?
1981, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 1981. Yes, 1981. That's when he was signed to A&M before he went, because his record label, he established his record label already, but he was still contracted to A&M. You know what I mean?
Okay. Who's this?
Oh,
Oh
Donna
my
Summers.
gosh, I've heard of her.
Yes,
Donna Summer.
Donna Summers. Yes, Quincy Jones producer
okay.
in 1981. She did a brilliant track. What was the track again?
Yeah, I
what was
recognize
the
that
track?
face.
What was the track again? There was a track that she did. What was it?
Living in America.
No, it wasn't Living in America. That's part of it. On the trigger on. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the track.
Love is just a breath away.
Love is in control. That's the figure, the
Finger on the trigger.
And Love Independence. Yes, that was another gold album. Quincy Jones.
Was that Living in America? Living in America. It's not that one.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
That was with the James Brown. No, that's
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, this one Quincy Jones did with her. Yeah, this is Quincy Jones and her. Yeah.
So when he does the album with people, he doesn't sing in the album, does he?
No. Quincy just did arrangements.
Just arrangements and stuff, yeah.
Arrangements and so on. And yeah.
This is 82. Yo, Kevin, this is going up nicely, man. 82 now. So this is when I'm 6 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, me in church. I mean, I listen to these things. That's also, this is why I haven't got a clue.
Yes, brother. Yes.
And this is when I was starting to get into Andre Crouch. You know what I mean?
That's right,
and
bro.
Oh, it is Jesus. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, bro.
Yes, it is Jesus.
Yes,
So
yes.
while Oh, it is Jesus is going on, yo, Quincy's going on with things. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Quincy going to, yeah.
Okay.
Quincy.
Now, when I was going, you know, guys, right, so.
Now remember,
okay.
all these albums that you look at,
Yeah.
they either go gold and platinum. So these are bestsellers.
But that's over a period of 1979
yeah,
to 1982.
and Quincy, and we're just doing the tip of the iceberg, because remember there was albums before that.
Yeah.
You know where Rufus and Shaka Khan.
He ain't worried about his.
He just not. He closed the 70s and opened the 80s.
You see, when you invest into yourself, people. See, when you invest yourself, you set yourself up.
Yeah.
When you get to big man age, you just move.
Yeah.
You move.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. So, right. So now. Now things start to lick into man's head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean,
People started putting some things called S curl. You see Donna Summer with them curls?
Yeah.
Now the man who put the curls in the curls, they put the S in the curl.
Yeah.
He just sang with like ooh.
Yeah.
Was this album? Yeah, this is the Michael Jackson we know.
Yes, that's right. That's
On an album called, we call it Thriller.
That is it.
But Thriller.
Yeah.
And it had a track that you know,
I tell you this.
beat it. Oh my, that album.
The thing about it is,
but what? Listen, and the thing is, you get the creativity. You got these creative generals in a space. Why has man got Tiger on his leg? You know, Michael Jackson was was silly from time anyway.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I mean?
did. He did quite a few strange things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know,
yes.
black people don't put no tiger on their leg, man. No matter how you
No,
do
no, bro.
That
No,
is
no.
for the street.
Yes.
No,
yes.
so you've got okay, this album here still, bro. This must have made someone. So this is what I'm saying. Now, I grew up in a predominantly white area, so you'll get hits from you won't so much. You'll hear about Donny somewhere more likely, but you won't not hear so much about Quincy Jones' Dude album, yeah, whatever. But this Thriller album, when you switch on the TV, you know what I'm saying? I remember Beat It, man. I remember you
got you got the information here. The information, you can take a look and go through, check the tracks.
You got BT, Billie Jean.
Yes,
man, Billie Jean still gets played hard.
Well,
to this day.
actually, Billie Jean has sold 10 million copies in the US. You know
what is the biggest track, Billie Jean or Beat It? My favorite track is Beat It.
Actually, Billie Jean is the has sold more. Beat It sold 8 million copies. And Thriller sold 10 million copies, right? And Pretty Young Thing has sold 4 million copies. The Lady in My Life has sold gold level. That means it sold 500,000 copies. So in actual fact, when you think about it, there's two tracks on there that sold 10 million copies each, and one has sold 8 million copies. One has sold how many million copies worth of singles there? That is something like 30 odd million singles, you know. And then the album, the last statistic information about the album, it sold about 34 million copies in the United States at present. So it's 3 times diamond. And it's growing. You hear me, bruv?
Okay, so
and these statistics, these stats, what I'm telling you, is since 2022. 2022 did this. So although Michael is dead, his thing is still growing. We don't talk about the UK. If you look at the UK stats, it blow you.
Well, and the thing is, we're looking at results of how can I say of sales. What you have to realize, there's TV revenues. Don't get it twisted. Beat It. I think the Thriller music video. Is it the Thriller music video? Mm-hmm. That was the revolutionary one.
Yeah, it sold millions.
Is it?
It's the first. It's the most biggest selling music video.
Because that's the one that's long. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you have to realize that everybody was doing the whole like zombie because there's a zombie one in it.
That's right, yeah.
And it changed.
It changed. As a matter of fact.
But did you know? Here's a cool fact.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got MTV, the first black artist.
Yes, I know.
Is it, to get on TV.
They warned that if it didn't go on it, they won't.
Okay, go. Before, exactly. It's like Kevin read my mind, yeah?
Yeah, go.
So who was the first black artist to get on MTV? It wasn't Michael Jackson. Do you know who it was?
Who?
It was Musical Youth who passed the chip on the left hand side.
That's good. That is good. That is good.
I think it's the same year.
Yeah.
There's a few. It's the first black American artist.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the first artist, I think my wife was telling me, it was that Jack. Passed the chip on the left hand side.
That's right. Yes, that's it.
I think Michael Jackson was straight after.
Yes. And Michael Jackson changed the fortune because they were warning them, if you didn't put the you might get a business.
Let me just make sure. British reggae group, Musical Youth, formed in 1979. Mm-hmm. Where was there? Where was there? Pastor Duchy was 1987. Was it that late? But yeah, I heard that Pastor Dutchie was the first. Yeah, 1982, the group issued a single, Pastor Dutchie. So that was 82.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yo, Birmingham strong people round the corner from here. They grew up. Yo, you know what I'm saying? My uncle, my wife's uncle, grew up with him at school. Artist Maxine Brooks, who's a choir.
Wow.
She was asked to be part of musical youth when they were younger.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so shout out to Maxine Brooks. You know what I'm saying? The choir, but she wanted to do gospel. She focused. She wanted to do gospel, but they asked her because of her vocals. Jump on musical, but yeah, and Pastor Dutchie, hit the charts in October 1982, and was the first. Right, here it is. Musical Youth would also be the first black act to have a music video played on the newly founded channel MTV.
Fantastic. That is a rich historic.
I was saying something that Kevin never knew.
That is fantastic.
No, it's absolutely, and we need to salute that. And I think it shows you. So why didn't we carry on?
What's that?
Why didn't we carry on hitting the US? It creates a whole.
I don't know. The problem is that
the infrastructure wasn't backing.
Yes, and the
growth of British. That's bro. A British group in 1982. Yeah. Was breaking through like that, bro.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem that we have, is to actually, I don't know what to say. This is
why we say that to modern music in the British UK, there's nothing new with success of black artists in the UK. What we need to look at, we need Quincy Jones, we need better gatekeepers, we need better people in the industry putting through true talent to make a bigger impact for us to be able to walk around. Kevin always says that this is a massive musical market. Yeah, so it proves that in the 80s we were going on with things and doing things.
Yeah, we could do it. We're doing it.
And it shows you that we've regressed.
Yeah.
There's a regression, people.
I don't know what happened. There's a lot of strange things.
First, Birmingham group from inner city Birmingham come up with a tune, Pastor Dutchie on the left hand side. I know as West Indians, we know it's not a pun, it's pun on the left hand side. Yeah, and I look there. But anyway, going back to Michael Jackson, that was a great side note. Anyway, still
yes,
something to shout about.
And also, this is interesting about Thriller. Billie Jean was number one for 7 weeks, you know, in the US. Billie Jean, yeah.
Okay.
Billie Jean, yes. And also, Beat It was number one for 3 weeks. There's some of the highlights of the single that went to number one.
Okay. No, that's good.
Remember, we're just talking about the US because if we start dealing with the UK,
and there's UK, and also there's the Asian market. There's all these Indian. Because listen, everybody like Beat It, man, Thriller.
Yeah.
Like for years after, I remember going to senior school. So I went to senior school. In obviously I was born 76. That means I would have went to senior school late 80s, yeah. And I remember Beat It and Thriller being major tracks then.
Yes,
and Michael Jackson was touring, and I mean,
matter of fact, internationally, the album was going about 1.5 internationally, moving every week.
Wow,
and in the US. And the US, Thriller was selling 1 million copies per month.
And this is what I'm saying. Oh my God,
1 million copies per month.
We haven't done a show about Michael Jackson, have we?
No, not yet. This is the first time
we have to go and do we have to go through the Jackson. We have to go Jackson legacy. Oh, just guys, just on a sad note, Tito.
God,
Jackson,
I heard that. Very sad. It's very sad now. Yeah,
died. You know, so really committed to a family which
Yeah.
has influenced. And I think we look at Michael Jackson, but forget the Jackson 5 was a serious group.
And don't forget that you got the Janet Jackson, you got Tremaine Jackson.
Yeah.
All of them are hit making. Janet was something else. Well, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
that's another. But I'm sorry to hear about
Tito. You know what I'm saying? So we literally on the day.
Tito is a big brother. He's older than me.
Yeah.
I think Tito is in his 70s.
Crazy.
They're around about. I think he's about the same age as Frankie Beverly. That's another legend. Died. Frankie Beverly was last week.
Tito. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So no, people, that's crazy. But no, Quincy was part of one of the most revolutionary album, which probably impacted the world for over decades.
Remember, this album was the first album in history that was released on the same day in every market. It was released on the same day in every market.
Jeez. And that's
France the same day, England the same day, Germany, everywhere.
It's like the album off the wall set him up.
Set him up.
So they were like, "It's right. Let's do this proper." And then they put everything to place.
Because the white and black executives said that, right, this is the album to actually save our skin.
Yeah.
Because they were going through a recession. And they said, this is it to save. And when Michael Jackson album came out, it revived the industry, and a lot of other artists, just like Bruce Springsteen and so on, and Prince and so on, start to sell big.
Wow. You want to get Michael Jackson a bit vexed because him and Prince didn't have But I think
it was more or less a public thing. Yeah, because when you think about it, Thriller at the same time, Thriller was exploding the same time that Lionel Richie Can't Slow Down album did 10 million copies. So there was a lot of albums that did, and Purple Rain, and don't forget Whitney Houston album that did 14 million, her first studio album. These were knocking numbers.
So 80s was a crazy
80s. Madonna's first album did 6 million copies.
Listen, we all know Madonna likes likes black chocolate culture.
She likes Black Brothers. And Black Brothers worked on her. Yes. Yeah. So she loves her Black Brothers.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
yes. So this, when you think about it, God, the numbers that was going on, the numbers. Led Zeppelin, one of Led Zeppelin album did 10 million copies during that period. I mean, they're just rocking it.
I remember at a time, I just started work, and a guy was into Metallica and stuff, and he's driving me home, and he goes to me, Roger, and I just finished university, and I remember seeing university, and he said to me, listen, Roger, do you realize that rock music is just straight out of jazz? He said the chord structures, if you know, and at the time, it was like rock music was going out. It was like, he said, you know what, mate? If you really look at it structurally, it's black music. You know what I'm saying? And then left me there. You know what I'm saying? Everyone enjoying it. You know what I mean? So we can see the influence of our music. Yeah. So we're coming down nicely, people. So this one I'm looking at Sanctuary. So the only sanctuary I know is the Sanctuary of the Lord. You know what I mean? The Holy Sanctuary. So I'm looking at a jazz. It looks like a jazz type of product. Is that right?
It's a jazz album that was done in 1986. Yes.
Okay.
On Quincy label too. It's on the Quincy label.
And it was this album here, and it's featuring an artist called, what's his name?
He's called Ernie Watts.
Ernie Watts.
Yes.
Okay, Ernie Watts, and the album's called Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, yes.
Okay,
and it came out on Quincy. It's another Quincy. I don't know much about it, but it's part of the collection of albums, that. But this is the album that Quincy Jones did on his label when he returned back to power again.
Return back to power? What you mean?
Because he was doing everybody, and he decided to do something for himself now. He come back.
Oh, so he's using that same dude. He's the same logo dude. Same ornament dude.
Yeah. And Back on the Block is his production.
Back on the Block. Okay,
Block.
back on the Block. So this here, if you ever seen this before, Quincy Jones is right there.
Yes.
So did he sing on this or anything like that? Again?
No,
it's just music.
He
just gets singers in.
He just got singers in. He got Andrew Crouch was on it.
Okay.
Andrew Crouch. A lot of top musicians was on it, and 3 tracks on it went number 1. 3 tracks on it went number 1.
Which tracks were there? Back on the Block?
Secret Garden.
Yeah.
I'd Be Good to You, and tomorrow bring better
tomorrow.
news.
Tomorrow. I see tomorrow.
Which introduced Tavin Campbell to the public. Yeah.
Tevin Campbell on tomorrow.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was signed to Quincy label, you know. He did a few.
This is 89.
Yes, 89.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a production produced by Quest Production.
Yeah.
In association with associate producer
Rod Temperton,
from Scotland, yeah.
From Scotland. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Recorded and mixed by Bruce Sweden.
The White brother.
Sweden.
That's
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Back on the Block.
Okay, Back on the Block.
I think Back on the Block was actually album of the year as well.
So
yes, this was a million seller.
So guys, listen.
Quincy.
We're not this out in one, people, and we're not even not those.
Jones.
We've just basically teased you of the impact of Quincy Jones. We ain't been talking about film culture. We ain't looked at like the impact of one of the most. How can you call it? What do you call it? It's what do they call it when they get a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was syndicated.
Yeah.
It's one of the most syndicated
that's right.
programs which he produced.
Yes, it produced, yeah.
So he's there amongst and influencing and some of the stars like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? And every artist he has brought true.
Yes.
And it's like I'm like going, wow. I'm like going, okay. This guy is absolutely an absolute legend. I'm looking at what he's been involved with. You know what I mean, his impact that's going at creating
his record label still exists.
You know what I'm saying? And he's still doing his thing. He says here like it's like sort of it says here Jones had a brief appearance on the 1990s video The Time. He says he was a guest actor in Boondocks. That's funny. Saturday Night Live he was involved with, and he says he appeared, he's just featured, and he's just basically in the 90s, just he going into 2000, he's just working with with the best of the best, bro.
Yeah.
Absolute amazing. But it says here he was very much into social activism, and you can see you can see that just looking at the covers of what we're seeing here. You can see that he's very, remember like Spike Lee. It was very Spike Lee is he was extremely cool. I'm not saying he's extreme, but you can see the influence from black culture.
Yes.
But he would put back into, you can see it through his time. He's never forgot where he's come through.
That's right.
But he's invested into different countries and into Africa, and he supported out there. So we have to salute Quincy Jones and his impact.
Yeah.
There's so much more to things to talk about with this guy. But
there's a lot to talk about. Let us summarize it.
Go on, summarize it.
it.
Yeah, that's the best way, bro.
Quincy Jones produced the best-selling studio album in history, globally.
Okay.
There's very different figures. Some say it's 70 million globally. Some say it's 100 million. We don't know, but it's a lot. it's growing every day. It's still, as we speak, Michael Jackson is still selling. No doubt, when his brother died, that going to create more interest in their catalogue.
Yeah, catalogue. Yeah.
They create,
Unfortunate.
because it's just
unfortunate thing.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah. The thing about it is that you cannot. Quincy is the only person who is actually really one of the influential people to actually change the way how music was bought and what he did, because he actually basically closed out the 80s at top with his album, right? This is interesting, and going into the 90s, right? He brought people attention back to Barry White, because Barry White was on The Secret Garden, introduced people back to this baritone, and also he closed out the 70s and opened the 80s, with Off the Wall and all these albums, and he just control. He was the producer of the 80s. If you think about the numbers, look at the people working with Donna Summers. And the list goes on, and we just get a tip of some of the people he worked with.
Wow!
Just get a tip, because we haven't got James Ingram album that he did, and all the other albums. It's just
wow.
Oh, it's brother. So, in summary, he's one of the most successful record producers of all time. At the same level, I would say he's at the same level with Sir George Michael.
Okay.
Sir George Martin, not George Michael.
Oh,
Sir George Martin. No. Sir George Martin, the producer. I beg your pardon. But Sir George Michael is serious. Don't get me wrong. He's a serious brother. He's a serious. No, but with Quincy Jones, the music that he's produced is transcending.
Yeah.
Because even when he leaves, these music is still selling. He's still selling. What he's done. Just think about what he did with Off the Wall and Thriller and Bad and so forth. It's just, where do you go from here?
Stop.
Guys, you can't, You can't.
A general.
Yeah, he's a true general, and he's timeless in his production, because he's done a lot of major movies. He's done.
Oh, you knocked the mic. Yeah.
Sorry,
cool.
He's done major movies. He's done what? Purple. What else? What? It's just he's been involved in movies. He's been involved in
performances and singing. And he's also, when you look at it, he's been involved with networks.
Yes, that's right.
Networks as well.
Yeah.
He's not just doing our programs. He's walking into the networks.
Yes,
on an executive level. You know what I'm saying? He's not walking in and meeting the guys, producers on the ground. He's going to the head office of Disney.
Yes.
He's going to the head office of these big, massive organizations.
Exactly.
So for me, 100% Quincy Jones, who is still alive to this very day.
Still alive, still
was
alive.
Born in 1933.
That's correct.
And
yes.
we just have to salute your legacy, your work.
Yes.
We've tried to go through a journey. I've been learned that, and just want to emphasize his career spanned for over 70 years with 28 Grammy Awards and one out of 80 nominations. You know what I'm saying? And was a Grammy Legend Award in 1992.
Yes.
So
just
so crazy. So big up to Quincy Jones. Well done. This is Roger here alongside Kevin Tomlin, and we just shared one of the greatest black musical executives
and icons, creative icons,
and
that's power broker. He's a power broker as well. A power broker, creative power broker.
We need to be looking to be like timeless. Quincy Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing else, people. Check out his life.
Peace and love.
Hey, this is your Bishop. This is your Bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing, and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta, and wherever you want to find us on Spotify. You can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.